So the referee for today's match here at the Sydney Cricket Ground, entitled Back to the 60s or Back to the Future, is Eddie Ward. And both sides are ready now to come out onto the arena for today's big clash. Billed as the replay of the 1969 Grand Final. The Tigers versus the Rabbitohs. In fact, they're playing their 45th clash at the Sydney Cricket Ground. Let's have a look at the team card for the Balmain Tigers: Brasher, Lyons, Sinclair, Davis, Corcoran, Scal, Baysari, McVeigh, Elias, Edmed, Masala, Geyer and Munro. The coach is Alan Jones. Sydney Cricket Ground, the home of rugby league since 1911. Not since 1987 have we been here since the transfer to the SFS. South Sydney's team is Wilson, Lintmire, Patterson, Thompson, Minto, Maybon, Field, Carroll, Garlick, Hermanson, Andrews, Doniger and Fuller. And Frank Curry is the coach. That's Paul Fuller in 41. Eddie Ward is the man in charge.
Number 11, Mark Lyons, has been replaced. Mike Landry will go to the second row, and number 4.
South Sydney will run from right to left. They're guarding the Randwick end. South Sydney. Eddie Ward blows time on, and Craig Field gets this historic match underway. Jamie Corcoran tackled just inside the 20-metre point. Reserve grade was a 16-all draw. The President's Cup went to Balmain 22-10. And joining me for today's game is Peter Sterling.
Ray, despite these two sides not travelling too well in the competition, it's a big occasion for a lot of the players out there. I'd venture to say that for the vast majority, it's the first time they've ever got to play on the Sydney Cricket Ground. The great grounds. I know how I felt when I first played out there as a youngster. I never seen it on television where the big sporting events are undertaken as Ben Elias kicks it straight into the back of Matt Munro. And that means a scrum will be forced. Mark Geyer having a few words to say to the man who tackled him.
Scrum packing about 10 metres on the Balmain side of halfway. Fed by Craig Field. Maybon wearing the number 6 jumper today. Manoa Thompson out in the centres. Denied the opportunity by Souths to play for Fiji in the test match. And Souths get the penalty. Balmain inside the 10 from the play the ball.
A differential penalty, of course. You see there Balmain backs approaching in the required distance.
Field finding the line about 9 metres. Balmain's goal line, a chance here for South in the early part. Played by Carroll. This is Terry Hermanson. Garlick, Andrews. Garlick coming around on the runaround mission, but taken to ground by his opposite number, Ben Elias. Shane Wilson up to dummy half. Field and across for Maybon, turning it inside. And this is Thompson with the ball now. Garlick. Craig Field running to the defence line, using Andrews, accepting the reverse pass. Out the back and away. Wilson showed good hands. Patterson got a ball away and pulled down eventually John Minto.
Great try-saving tackle there from Tim Brasher coming across as the fullback, but beautiful work here from the inside men from South. Field gets a flick pass away somehow, finds Wilson out to Brett Patterson, and he finds John Minto, but a good tackle in the corner.
This is Corcoran. Matt Munro taken in a solid tackle out on his own 20-metre line.
Interesting to see today, Ray, how South Sydney's changes fare. Quite a few backline Positional changes. Shane Wilson's played a lot of centre. He's back to fullback. Benny Elias makes good ground up the middle. Can't get it to support. Maybon has gone up in the 5'8" position. I think the more he can get the football in his hands, the better for the Rabbitohs.
Baysari with a driving kick. Wilson coming off his own line. Running off that Randwick end of the Sydney Cricket Ground.
2 unmarked players in support outside of Shane Wilson. Look, it was a good chase from Balmain, but they only worried about the one person bringing the ball back.
Hermanson taking it up with determination, but met by Masala. 170 times they've played since 1908. Souths have beaten Balmain 90 to 77, and 45 times they've played at the Sydney Cricket Ground. And 22 all is the count as we go into this day of promotion by the New South Wales Rugby League. Scrum to go down, 20 metres away from the Balmain line. Of course, this great ground has undergone many changes since that day in 1969. Baysari working it. Ill-directed pass. The play went horribly wrong. Jason Sinclair cleaned it up. Baysari for Scar. Davis got through one line of defence, but was pulled down eventually by Doniger. Now Elias runs out from dummy half and uses McVeigh. But that was a very good tackle by Mark Carroll, chopped him down. Penalty again going to Balmain. It's against the markers for not standing directly in front. South Sydney on that day in 1969, they started the game at 11-4 on to win. History now has it recorded that Balmain caused one of the great upsets. The South Sydney side with some illustrious names in it. Some of the great names of rugby league were in that South Sydney side. But they weren't equal to the task on that grand final day in '69. As Baysari holds it back looking for the second man runner, Jason Sinclair is brought down 20 metres out. Almost in the centre of the park as it comes away for Davis. He rolls it down into the in-goal area. Wilson was equal to it, and he in turn is wrapped up by Scarl.
Balmain not waiting for the last tackle to kick there. A little one put through for Lyons, one of the quickest men in the game. Read nicely here by Shane Wilson, cleaned it up, was able to regain his footing and make an extra metre or two.
Just outside their own 20-metre line, South Sydney. With Garlick wrapped up by very keen marker defence. Andrews, did he knock on? No. Referee Ward said it came off the foot. And now the bouncing ball finds a scrum to go down 35 out from the Balmain line.
A little bit fortunate there. Michael Andrews taking his eye off the ball, came off his boot. He didn't panic. And the resulting kick finds touch 32 metres out from the Balmain line. Nice breaks made on the fringe of the rucks from both teams.
Davis. Sala running as a decoy. Sinclair picks it up on the bounce. Turned the pass round the corner, but he's offside. Tim Brasher. Forward pass, in fact, is the ruling.
There was shut the gate. Brash was away. Wilson was coming across in cover. Gets his arms clear there, Sinclair, but unfortunately the man in support had just got himself in front. The line was actually a good guide there, and it did show that Brasher was offside.
Eddie Ward electing to use the scrum rather than the penalty. And South Sydney putting it down on the first tackle. Now a penalty against Patterson, the centre. Pulled Paul Davis back down onto the ground.
Very ordinary play here on 2 occasions. The pass from Craig Field behind the man. From this tackle, the South Sydney player pushed the Balmain player back onto the deck.
40 metres out then from the South Sydney line. As Elias offloads the ball, and it's Corcoran that plays it now. 8 points gained by Souths in the Winfield Cup of '93, as against 6 for Balmain. High tally of points scored against the Rabbitohs. David Baysari proving hard to pull down. That shoddy defence by Souths. 9 metres from the line. A cutout pass for Davis. He tries to offload. And a penalty goes to Balmain. 10 minutes in the sin bin. It's the hooker, Sean Garlick.
The support player, Stephen Scarl, was taken out by Garlick. Davis got his hands free. They've taken the quick tuck. Balmain, Elias got men outside, ducks underneath and scores.
He's on the line. It's a try for Ben Elias. Great work, though, by Derek McVeigh. 4-0 Balmain.
They took the odds to the quick tap, and it's paid dividends. McVeigh, beautiful ball. They're taking a couple of defenders out, and Elias always goes low. The South Sydney players should have done their homework and known that's what Elias does. It'll come up very nicely from head on. Both South Sydney players going low on McVeigh. That was a problem. And then he ducked under the 5'8" tackle, Mabon, and scored. He got the ball down on the line. Great start for the Tigers, and scored in good position. Ben Elias, the captain.
I think Ben Elias was very concerned that the referee may have thought that he was short of the line. But a portion of the ball, I'm sure, was on the line, and that's sufficient to register a try.
Paul Davis,
David Baysari.
Sorry, Ray, just saying Paul Davis has been very involved in this game, and he set that up, almost putting on a try. One South Sydney player now in the sin bin for 10.
Baysari's played in many positions for Balmain since he joined them. Today, he wears the number 7. And from right in front, he raises the flags. David Baysari converts the try scored by Ben Elias, and Balmain leads South 6-0.
As you pointed out in the for and against, Sean, for both teams this year, the problem for South hasn't been scoring points, it's been stopping them. An extra 60 almost their opposition here today, even though they've scored about the same amount.
Last year, matches between these two clubs saw high-scoring games, so one would be right to think that this will be no different. In round 4, South beat Balmain 26-24, and then in round 19 at Leichhardt, Balmain beat South 32-26. So they've scored plenty of points in 1992, and they're pretty much the same sort of units. McVeigh playing it back for Ben Elias to go away to the left, looking for his winger out there, but turning it back. Masala gives it away, and it's on from McVeigh. This is Matt Munro with the head band. Now Graham Lyons, formerly from the South Sydney club. Geyer keeps it alive. Brasher pushes it on. Now McVeigh links up and handles again. Good effort by the big front rower McVeigh. He handled twice. Davis runs to the defence line. Sinclair flick passes. Geyer's there to accept. And they're 10 metres out from the South's line. That was good stuff by Balmain.
Well, that was vintage work from Balmain there, keeping the ball alive. They probably should have kicked at the end of it, and the play broke down, but all the players getting involved, the big forwards. Paul Davis, the number 4, even though he's playing in the centres, he will get into first receiver on a number of occasions. Got great ball skills. Balmain look like they're in for a fun afternoon as Craig Field throws the dummy. Makes 10 good metres, only one marker.
Shane Wilson. That's gone out on the full. Did it get a touch from the charge down? It did not. So they come back for a scrum in a very dangerous position for South Sydney.
Attention please, for the first starting the gig, please go to main village, which is on the Cockles.
25 metres out from the South Sydney line. Won by Balmain, and Munro at lock forward takes the first tackle. Wrapped up and put away by Paul Fuller. Now Guy shaping to pass. They can't put him down. Baysar is able to capitalise. 15 out from the South Sydney line. Ben Elias goes to the blind. They've got the numbers. Guy turns it back for Elias. Then Baysari, he takes the tackle. And still they're 15 out from the line. Munro pushes it onward. Masala promotes it and then is able to get it back for Jason Sinclair. This big young centre gives the pass. Balmain are inches away from the line. And big numbers to the left if they can get two wide passes. The intercept taken, he's onside. Shut the gate, Lindmeyer. He's very, oh, look at Graham Lyons. Now the winger from the far side coming across. Great work. Well, Brasher it was, in fact, Brasher. 10 minutes in the bin for Tim Brasher. He took the ball away from Lindmeyer after making the tackle. Lindmeyer is not a slow player. That shows the speed of both Graham Lyons and Tim Brasher to be able to stop that intercept. I do have my doubts as to whether he was actually onside from the play of the ball. But there you see Timmy Brasher. Well, he can't argue with that. The hand was in there. He's pushed the ball out, and now he's got 10. And not happy about it. Now a chance for the Rabbitohs, although they just had a chance. My information on John Lindmeyer that he was... Shut the gate, Ray. Oh, well, it was. Balmain raking the ball back. They do it often. Corcoran around his opposite number easily. Inside the fullback. Over the halfway. Elias at first receiver. Baysari. Guy it was. No, it was McVeigh that knocked on. Well, we thought we were going to have an exciting game, and that's exactly how it's panned out in the opening minutes of this match. End-to-end stuff. Plenty of opportunities on both teams. Defensively, they're not faring that well out there. A lot of ball movement. Two very good football teams to watch. Maybon, Field, they combine. That ball was touched. It should be 6 more. Eddie Ward has missed it. Can't be overly critical of him. It was only a slight touch. And we had a beautiful view of it. Maybon, he'll play the ball. Andrews. Field's kick is nicely placed. Great bounce for the Rabbits. Quick work by Lindmeyer. Patterson slams it down. It's a try for the Rabbitohs. Great kick from Craig Field. We spoke to him earlier this year and we asked him one aspect of the game he'd like to improve. He said his kicking game, it doesn't get much better than this. Over behind the Balmain back line. They couldn't get the ball on the full. That was Graham Lyons' problem, and as a rugby league ball can do, it bounced up nicely for the opposition. Now that's a great job there from Brett Patterson to get the ball over the line. He still had some work to do. Graham Lyons turned around. Elias is the other man in support. And Lindmeyer does a great job there. He draws both players. Patterson reaches out. Great hit back there from the South Sydney side. There's the try scorer, Brett Patterson, but good work by John Lindmeyer, who had his chance to score his own try just a few moments back. Certainly made that very possible for Brett Patterson. And South Sydney back to 6-4 now. Craig Field, 25 metres out. 11 metres in from touch. He's a very talented young halfback from South Sydney. So another attempt. 22 metres out. Oh, how sweet is it? South Sydney draw level from this try, scored by Brett Patterson. 6 points all now. Balmain sending it very deep down into the scoreboard corner. Of course, this ground, as I said earlier, many new stands have been built since 1969, including the Clive Churchill stand and the Bill O'Reilly stand. Doniger. Manhandled back towards his own 20-metre line. Noah Thompson's kick, evading the flying Mark Geyer, who went through on a charge down. Baysari brings it back towards halfway.
Sean Garlick coming back into the action for South Sydney. They're back to their full complement. Saw Baysari catch that ball on the full. That means he's dropped back to cover Tim Brasher, who is still in the sin bin.
Munro, short passing by Balmain, and this is Edmed, able to make yards down to the 20-metre point. Elias, a long ball required to find Baysari. Geyer is having a picnic out there today. He's getting involved in everything. That pass might not have been so wise. South's come up with it. Field. 41 is Paul Fuller, the brother of Matthew, who's out with a broken cheekbone at the moment. Paul, in fact, is the elder brother of young Matthew. Craig Field. Carroll, jolting stuff that. Masala was the man making the hit, and he almost seems as though he singled Carroll out for his own special attention, Masala. Baysari. A ring of South Sydney defence putting him away just outside the Balmain 30-metre line.
Both these sides are very good to watch. They set up their attacking plays very well. They have a lot of bodies in motion. They make sure they utilise both sides of the field. When we see Balmain come into the opposition's territory, into that 20-metre area, they have good options on both sides of the ruck, and with Ben Elias in there running things, there are also plenty of players in support, plenty of ways for the football to go.
Now Edmed, he was wound right up, put his foot on the pedal. Young Scarl supports him, gets it away for Davis. Davis is 30 metres out from the line, still able to stand. He finds Geyer, now Ben Elias. He's put away. Plenty of passing, no progress made though. Jason Sinclair, a very high bomb. Anything could come out of this. That's play on, Doniger. Good tackle over there by Corcoran. Well, I know what happened in that tackle. Looking at Corcoran, he was at marker and he just sunk to his haunches and let the dummy half run straight past him. Hard to fathom that Peter Johnston is on the bench here for South Sydney today as a fresh reserve. He's, to my way of thinking, their most effective defence man. Carroll's got plenty of blood coming from under the headgear.
Yes, we may well see Peter Johnston into the action. South in all sorts of trouble. John Minto on the far side. They're in more trouble now, making a mistake. Minto's in trouble on the far side. Mark Carroll signalled to the bench. He'll come straight off.
Carroll is headed for the blood bin. John Minto is hobbling around. He's almost a passenger at the moment.
Now going to the right bin is number 8, Mark Carroll.
Sinclair. Bayside. Gaia.
Using Mark Guy very nicely on the blind side of the ruck. He's got a penalty here. Sean Garlick said, "No, not me, sir." The ball did come loose, and Eddie Ward apparently has seen a hand in here. He's a real handful, Mark Guy, isn't he? There's Garlick on the right-hand side of the screen. The ball came out. Balmain deciding to kick for touch.
Ben Elias taking the tap. Davis playing a very strong role in this game so far. Edmed ran the decoy. Masala takes it up, but South, they meet Balmain on the advantage line. Gaia now runs the decoy. They go around the back looking for Baysari, who had Munro with him on the outside. Elias now using the blind side. McVeigh. They're very close to the line, Balmain. They've ground their way 15 metres out from the line now, but they've gone back with this passing raid. And Sinclair looking to get it away. He does. Referee Ward says play on, and South Sydney come up with it.
A sloppy pass there from Sinclair, just trying to do too much. Tim Brasher now back on for Balmain. 2 back to 13 as Manoa Thompson takes it 22 out from his own line, 10 in from touch.
Johnston is on, and Carroll is in the blood bin. Johnston in jumper number 40 in the headgear. Garlick. John Minto, meantime, for South, has left the field on the far side of the ground, on what we used to call the hillside.
Darren Shot in 18, who's had plenty of first-grade experience, takes his spot. The ball driven down. Brasher gets a bouncing ball. Picks up, takes it outside 20.
Patterson and Shot combined to make the tackle just outside the 20-metre line. Big occasion for a lot of these players, as Peter pointed out rightly earlier. Not many of them would have played at the Sydney Cricket Ground in Winfield Cup. And not only that, they're playing in front of their peers, some of the legends of years gone by, and I guess both teams desperate for victory in front of the Hall of Fame from South Sydney and Balmain from the '69 era. Ben Elias doing plenty of work out of dummy half, a couple of good things, and just an occasional jolting of the attack. Baysari's kick is long, and Shane Wilson forced to bring it back.
Just talking about Ben Elias as Wilson tackled 8 metres out. Seems a strange thing to say, Ray, but he's probably under some pressure out there. A shot goes straight up the middle. Got support in Maybon.
Maybon's down towards the halfway. Now Manoa Thompson. Brasher's got him in his sights. Maybon. Field. Short pass for Johnston. Garlick. Cut out pass for Thompson, infield for Maybon, then for Johnston. Johnston taken to ground 15 metres out from the line. Craig Field. Andrews. Fuller. Craig Field. Johnston! Johnston! Yes, it's a try!
And a very easy try in the end, but they've come the length of the field in 6 tackles. Darren Shot making the big bust. Manoa Thompson carrying that on. And some good work here, very ordinary defence. The play comes back, a crisscross. No Balmain. Look at the Balmain players standing back waiting. Made it a very easy job for Peter Johnson to go through that last defender. They were all standing still watching the Balmain defenders, and they paid the penalty. There you see the 11, Masala. He hasn't come up. Tim Brasher will come into the screen. He gets pushed off. And South Sydney, great work there. They've come 100 metres and scored the try. Here's the bust. Darren Shot. No defence at all up the middle of the ruck. Rod Maybon was in support. He finds Manoa Thompson. Manoa Thompson tries to position his outside man, but it's a good ball and all tackle there by Brasher. But it wasn't long before Johnson forced his way over to take South to a 10-6 lead.
Peter Johnston, he's only been on a matter of 4 minutes, replacing Mark Carroll, and he comes up with a try to break the deadlock. 10-6 in favour of South now.
I was just talking about Ben Elias earlier, Ray, being under some pressure. Michael Brown, who's been in outstanding form, is an interchange player for Balmain, and he does play that hooker specialist role, putting a lot of pressure on the State of Origin number 9.
This is a simpler kick for Craig Field than the one that he was successful with earlier on. Only about 18 metres out, and he misses. So South Sydney lead Balmain 10 points to 6. Beautiful day in Sydney, and the sun beaming down on a good crowd, probably a crowd around 18,000. So the back to the 60s match continues on with Baysari's kick-off. Return by Hermanson. Shot, hoping to do it again, but he loses his footing there on the Sydney Cricket Ground surface. Paul Fuller. Played with St George Paul and with Western Suburbs prior to coming down to South Sydney. Kick failing to find touch, and Brasher is returning the football, but Field and Lintmire put the former Australian fullback on the ground.
Good job there from Craig Field. He kicked the ball and was the first man down there chase-wise. Obviously everybody onside. They came up with a good tackle. That's the second tackle now, and Balmain on their own 20-metre area. Home lines again involved from this wing.
McVeigh. Gaia really, I think his head came in contact accidentally with the knee of one of the South players.
He hits the ball up strongly, but the marker gets out, and he's gone straight into the knee of Peter Johnson. He's still down receiving attention in a bad way. The referee looking to move the ball away from that area for another Balmain player and Steve Edmed to play it. Some concern over Mark Gaia. Landed very awkwardly. They call for the stretcher.
Balmain replacement has already been given his instructions by Coach Jones. Danny Stapleton it is in jumper number 40.
He's had a good start to this game, Mark Gaia. Fairly turbulent times for a young player over the last year and a half, 2 years. He's woken up now. See what's going on. Him on the stretcher. No player likes to leave under these circumstances. Safety taking over in the Balmain trainers. Taking Mark Gaia off and Stapleton into the game. It is a loss for the Tigers.
Well, that, even allowing for the fact that Souths are leading by 4 points, certainly swings the pendulum in the direction of South Sydney with the loss of Mark Gaia. He's not very well, as you can see. Davis puts the little kick over the top. Will they get the bounce? No. John Lintmire does, and he's pulled down 40 metres out from his line.
Well, if they'd have gotten the bounce, it would almost have been try time. They didn't waste their time with Mark Gaia down. It was a planned move. Paul Davis, the little one over for the flying Brasher and Sinclair, and if they'd have got a bounce...
Oh! Have a look at that, would you? Absolutely swamped Hermans in the defence. Work to be done by Mabon. Thompson with a clearing kick. Brasher. Tim Brasher, a good run. Elias. Edmed. There's yards to be made. It's simply a matter of organising your attack accordingly. Munro. Now they're 25 metres out from the line. Baysari. Sinclair. A grubbing kick. It looks to have the right weight, but just beating the oncoming attack to the touchline. Timmy
Brasher claiming that he pushed the ball back onto a South Sydney player, so he's looking for a Balmain feed. Well, he's a mile out. Really in the stand.
Touch of optimism from Brasher. Shot. Mabon playing 5'8" in this game today. He's had number 7 on his back at the start of the year, and then he was reverted to fullback. Number 6 these days. Johnston. Good work by the big fella, Andrews. Wilson. Very big boot on him, Shane Wilson, and Brasher's had to run right back to his own 10-metre line. Lyons. Graham Lyons through 1, 2, pulled down by the 4th. Stapleton. Baysari around the back. Munro, good work. Scarl, Davis loses his footing. Able to get a pass away. Munro's there to help him. Sinclair flick passes again. Munro couldn't take it.
A shame that for Munro too. He's been playing very well this afternoon. Support play's been the best of the Balmain side. The Tigers again looking to keep the ball alive. Munro going around, flick pass just too far out in front, and down it went.
South Sydney now. Long ball out to Mabon and then to Patterson, who tries to get around Davis. Davis puts him down just short of the halfway. Wilson. Oh, away from 2 horror tackles. This has got to be a penalty. It's against Munro for not clearing the play the ball area.
Straight away from that penalty, South's fine touch. 38 metres out, looking to extend this lead. Shot coming in from the wing. Met a good tackle there from Steve Edmed.
Hermanson. Field. Doniger. Now, what is referee Ward going to do? He'll put a scrum down, and it'll more than likely be a Balmain feed.
Here's the South Sydney player holding the ball up here, Doniger. Putting it out so that the Balmain players could almost help him lose it.
I thought the ball might have got some help out of Doniger's hands by Baysari, actually, and for that reason it wouldn't have surprised had South got the feed, but
or even a penalty, Ray.
It went the way, that's right, it went the way that we probably expected. Even the penalty, you're quite right, Stapleton. Right on the 30-metre line. McVeigh. Baisari. Edmed into vacant pasture. Stapleton comes up. Good defence by South's fullback Shane Wilson. Here they come, Balmain. Sinclair. This is the last. Baisari will probably go to the air, forget about it. Penalty to Balmain.
Have a close look at this. I thought Sinclair may have actually just dropped the football cold. He couldn't get a quick play of the ball. He's trying to get up. Well, no, he did have some help there from Michael Andrews, I think. It was a great tackle from Shane Wilson the previous play. In fact, it's Doniger down there, yes. That's a fair enough penalty. He did get opened up very easily here. Sean Garlick went the outside man. It was just a clean miss on the inside. Did well there, Shane Wilson. He went off Edmed onto the support player, Stapleton. Morris came up with 2 tackles.
Baisari had an easy shot to convert Elias's try. 23 metres out, and again he's online. So Balmain edging closer, 10-8 in favour of the Rabbitohs.
No real wind advantage from either side out there. Maybe South's got the longer kicking game with Manoa Thompson. With not far out from half-time. Both teams have enjoyed pretty good field position, and both have had plenty of opportunities to register points.
It's been a great day and well promoted by the New South Wales League. Frank Hyde was here introducing the players from the 1969 Grand Final. And would you believe that out of all of the personnel involved in that Grand Final, only one has passed on, and that was the coach of South, the great Clive Churchill. They've had rock groups from the 60s era, and plenty of festivities to entertain what is, I would imagine, a rewarding crowd for the promoters as they look back to the 60s and a marvellous era. And of course the Balmain South Grand Final of '69. Wilson goes back, but all to no avail. He's not required. Back to the 20-metre line for the restart.
I think at even this early stage of the game, Ray, coaches at half-time will be telling their players that one area that both sides have been down in is stopping the football when the opposition have it. Too many times players are going in low and not looking to wrap up the football. And players continuing. Balmain have made some great ground there, stringing together 6, 7, 8 passes on occasions. And that must stop.
Doniger. Michael Andrews is doing more work in attack today than I've seen from him in a long time. He's one of those players that has such a high work rate in defence. Sometimes he goes through an entire game and you hardly call him in attack, but today he's been very, very conspicuous. Long pass, Elias had to crouch low to pick it up. Corcoran, shot on Corcoran, stands him up and turns it back for Elias, but he is put down by Patterson. I don't know that he threw that ball. If he did, it was very dangerous. McVeigh gets it away. Stapleton takes it on, and that's crunching defence on Stephen Scarl. There's the whistle. That's the end of the first 40. An entertaining first half in which Balmain have lost Mark Geyer. South Sydney leading Balmain, though, by 10 points to 8.
The winning ticket number 140. Repeating that.
Welcome back now to the Sydney Cricket Ground for the back to the 60s promotion for the New South Wales Rugby League. Balmain versus South, and South's leading Balmain 10 points to 8 as the second half resumes.
A couple of interesting statistics at half-time, Ray. Balmain have committed twice as many handling errors as South, 6-3. High tackle there, 40 metres out. The South players. The missed tackles very high for both sides. And holding on the ball for 6 tackles has been very poor for both teams. Only 5 for South and 4 occasions for Balmain. They held it for 6 tackles. The first mistake of the second half off the boot of Craig Field out on the full.
So a good opportunity for Balmain very early in the second. Mark Geyer, he left the field in the first half on a stretcher, heavily concussed, but he's requested to come back into the game. Baysari knocks on. Golden opportunity for Balmain gone begging. So the original offender, Craig Field, gets to feed the scrum and feels much better about it now. Maybon plays it. Johnston. Hermanson. Donegan now. 40 metres away from the Balmain line. 10-8. The Rabbitohs are leading over the Tigers. Tigers winning that memorable grand final in '69 against all odds. Field. Maybon. Paul Fuller out wide. Held it back nicely. Shane Wilson. And McCarthy's, O'Neill's, Sattlers, Coots, Barnes or Proven's out there today, but these are the young men of the 90s, and most of those greats are here on parade today.
There's a Bobby Simpson out there. Look at that one. David Baysari. Taking the kick out of the air. Great expertise, taking the pressure off Balmain. Now 25 metres out in their own line, centre field. Steve Edmed runs the decoy. Matt Munro, a cruncher front on. Johnson involved.
Benny Elias caught napping there. Baysari's kick charged down, but Balmain come up with it. They've got a chance here. Scarl crosses the halfway mark. Graham Lyons, 10 metres into opposition territory. Edmed on the boil. Now Stapleton. 20 metres out. Davis. McVeigh intercepted. South Sydney turning defence into attack. They're going to go all the way. Brett Patterson gets his second try.
Well, I had a look at Brett Patterson just as he was about to take the intercept. He put his hand up to the bench as if to say, I'm in trouble, you better get me off here. Next minute, he's turned around on the 5-cent piece and taken the ball out of the air with Balmain a 3-man overlap. 14-8 to South. And doing all the attacking here early on, McVeigh turned the back. That was the problem. A lot of Balmain defence there. It looked as though Sinclair in pursuit was going to round him up fairly easily, but the sidestep just at the right time. Up goes the hand, and Patterson scores his second, and happy about it. Good short ball. McVeigh turned his back. And that allowed Patterson to come through. The strain on the face. He knows that Sinclair's closing. In fact, it's Corcoran. And Corcoran half tripped, and Patterson, he thought it was a good joke.
So Brett Patterson gets 2 for the day. In fact, he scored his only tries of the season here on the Back to the Future promotion. It was a long and lonely run for Brett Patterson, and it's a lonely day at the moment for some of those Balmain players. Craig Field. 1 from 2. This is 25 out and 10 in from touch. Leaves the boot okay, but it's wide. No alteration. 14-8 in favour of the Rabbitohs. Baysari getting us ready for the restart again. Baysari restarts in front of 24,7500 here at the cricket ground. So my estimation of the crowd here way out, 24,7500. And that's an enormous crowd considering where these two teams are stationed on the Winfield Cup ladder.
Yes, take your hat off to the New South Wales Rugby League, promoting this so heavily, getting people out here. And what is a marvellous day, both weather-wise, to attractive football teams. Two teams that would be very well supported if they were higher up the ladder. Very important now for the Balmain senior players to get together. There's few more demoralising things that happen in a game than an intercept taken against you when you're on the attack. And I saw Ben Elias get his troops in together to say, well, look, let's forget about this. We're a converted try away, a long time to go. We start again.
Jamie Corcoran in heaps of trouble. Davis, Ben Elias, Baysari, Stapleton. Masala. Munro. Edmed's outside him, coming fast. Penalty goes to Balmain, though.
Bad mistake here late in the tackle count. South, you see them backing off, but not far enough, and Fuller comes in without retiring the 5 metres. Another set of 6 for Balmain.
Graham Lyons. He's had a busy day today, Graham Lyons. Sometimes I've been critical of him for staying out on his wing and waiting for the ball to come to him, but today he's gone looking for work. This is McVeigh. Balmain putting another wave of attack together. Baysari, almost a shepherd. Edmed, he's been strong in patches. Long pass out there, finding Davis. Sinclair, the bomb is very high. Sinclair's put them all onside. But Shane Wilson comes down with it. Oh, Sinclair bangs his head into the turf.
Played very, very well for South Sydney. Shane Wilson's been under pressure a lot of times. That was one of them. Just one of the aberrations in... Well, it's actually Timmy Brasher, I think.
It was Timmy Brasher. It wasn't Sinclair. My apologies.
A lot of frustration coming out for Brasher there.
Good play by Sean Garlick. 30 metres out. Throws the dummy, takes the tackle. Souths are coming again now. Field, Maybon. Look at the passes. Shane Wilson falls over. 20 metres out from the line. 14-8 in favour of the Rabbitohs. Out and along the line they come again. Hermanson. Manoa Thompson. Garlick is in some trouble in back play. Craig Field's kick came off the head of Martin Masala. It goes over the sideline, so the scrum will go down.
Sean Garlick, great burst to set this set of 6 up. The kick from Field, collecting one of the Balmain players. Garlick, the man who made the bust, limping his way back to the scrum. He's going to get there eventually. Back into the lock position.
Maybon, Thompson, Patterson. Oh, that was a chance there for Manoa Thompson, but he couldn't hold it. Davis plays it. Edmed.
As you said, Ray, he's done that in patches. When he's done it, Edmed, it's been very effective. Baysari's decided to kick, and Graham Lyons very fast on the chase. Ball's going to sit up nicely. No, it's not. Oh, but a nice dive at the end. Why not run all that way and with the dive? Ball just trickling over. Whitmire had got back, and there's Lyons arriving.
Johnston, the Balmain player, is down and out.
Yes, Steve Edmed.
Well, Johnston's hit him like a Mack truck.
Oh. Thanks for coming.
Souths have lost their #1 hooker, Sean Garlick. The reserve grade hooker has gone out in 22.
Yes, that's Sean Skelton in 22, the reserve grade captain and hooker. Ball gets out of dummy half and picks up Lintmire.
Lintmire down to the 30, kicks in field. Work for Brasher now. Can he get back? Yes, easily. Well, this match has had a bit of everything, hasn't it? They've been walking Steve Edmed around. They've got him back in circulation. This was the infield kick by Lintmire.
Staying cool under pressure, Tim Brasher. Great evasion. Comes back, knows that all he's got to do is get back in the field to play.
McVeigh. Elias. Good scurry away from dummy half by Ben Elias. Penalty to the Tigers.
Doniger penalised there for holding on to Ben Elias too long. He did a good job coming up with the cover defending tackle here. Again, Elias ducking under the defender and making good ground. Just holding on too long.
7-3 the penalties to Balmain. Jamie Corcoran. Masala. Skelton on for Garlick. Face ball wide for McVeigh. Just inside the 20-metre line. Ben Elias for Steve Edmed. Edmed turns it back, and it's play on, says referee Ward. Played by Scarl with Baysari. Turns it inside for Brasher, and he scores. A beautiful ball by David Baysari. This was 10 out of 10, the pass from Baysari.
Yeah, great work from Dave Baysari, and Timmy Brasher did a good job too here. There's Baysari, we freeze it there. He puts all of these players coming across from South Sydney on the wrong foot by the change in play for Timmy Brasher. Have a look at those South players. By the time Brasher's gone back there, they've hardly had time to turn around and react to it. And he held it up very well, Baysari. That was the beauty of the play. That was the previous play where Edmed kept the ball alive, and Scarl did a good job to clean up. The ball had gone backwards. David Baysari shapes as though he's going to throw the long ball, and he just changes the point of attack. The South players a little bit lazy on this side of the ruck and didn't come across in time.
So Timmy Brasher has been in the sin bin earlier today. Scores his 3rd try of the year. David Baysari, he laid it on. Looks for 3 out of 3 and gets it. We've got 14 points all at the Sydney Cricket Ground. Since 1911, it's been the headquarters of rugby league through to 1987. And this is our return visit here today as we return to you now with Sunday Night Football and Balmain on the resurge. 14 points all. Stapleton. McVeigh.
Had a very strong match, Derek McVeigh. Apparently played well against Manly in their narrow loss last week as Elias. Poor marker defence. Had support there. McVeigh's only mistake, I suppose, was throwing the intercept pass, but apart from that, he's been very good.
Now Sinclair.
Oh, great ball.
Baysari, great hands by him. Ben Elias looks to unload. Takes the tackle 40 metres out. Great hands by Baysari. Penalty Balmain.
The way Baysari's kicking, he may almost have an attempt at this one. Centre field, 40 metres out, no wind to speak of. The touch judges come on and call out Brett Patterson. An incident that must have happened in back play. Baysari deciding to kick for touch. Balmain on a roll. The danger sign is that Souths are starting to drop off Ben Elias.
28 metres out from the line. Corcoran takes the first play. Banged down on the 20-metre line. This is the second. McVeigh gallops over towards the centre of the park. Ben Elias comes back to the blind. Edmed, 8 metres away. Elias again, that's the third. This is the fourth. Long pass. Baysari gets the pass away. Davis goes in. The Tigers are roaring now.
Yes, and it's being led by the number 7, David Baysari. Craig Field was at fault for South Sydney going up too quickly and allowing Baysari to get on his outside. And then just good work after that. If he frees it there you see Craig Field. That's his man out here, David Baysari. As play continues, straight away Baysari's on the outside. That put pressure on the outside, meant for South Sydney. And then it was just selective work from Baysari. If he'd have thrown an inside pass, I think they'd have scored. He went outside. They had two attacking players out there to put the ball over. There's Craig Field. He got caught out. That put Manoa Thompson in two minds. David Baysari, perfect timing. Paul Davis had little to do but catch the ball and put it down.
Third try of the year for Paul Davis. He's had a good game in this match today. There's been several very good performances. McVeigh's been strong for Balmain. Edmed, particularly in the second half, has come on very strongly. Young David Baysari played in the 1988 Commonwealth Bank Cup final. In fact, was man of the match. 5 years down the track, he attempts conversion of a try that he laid on and he fails. 18-14 in favour of the Tigers. This is how they got there. The number 7, he did the work and Davis put it down. 18-14 Tigers. Trindle is on for South and he restarts. Frank Curry putting him into the match because he can break a game. Masala, they've got a spring in their step now though, Balmain.
Craig Field was the man replaced for South Sydney. One of their best all year. Thought they may have shuffled the side around to accommodate both of them there. Shane Wilson played well at fullback. Avon stays at 5'8". Trindle, he can turn something on the blink of an eye. The man that Curry's looking for something inspirational.
Sinclair's kick is a beauty. Landed on its point and then bounced straight into the face of the O'Reilly stand. Well, the scrum down on the South Sydney 20-metre line. Jason Sinclair, the kicker. Geyer doing some stretching.
Well, you'd think if Balmain can score again and put this game out of reach, no real sense in putting Mark Geyer back on. He must be concussed to some extent.
Penalty against Balmain for being inside the 5 at the scrum. 18-14. There's about half of the game, or half of the second half remaining. Hermanson trying to work in traffic. In fact, it was Donica. Fuller. Trindle. Maybon. Out and across the park. Linking up with Manoa Thompson. Ball lost. Now it's play on, says the referee.
And is in fact 6 again. So a good chance here for South as Elias tries to rake back. Skelton gets out of dummy half and picks up good yards.
Paul Fuller. Trindle. Maybon. Inside the 20. Manoa Thompson. Manoa Thompson. Oh, gee, that's a try. Brute strength. That's probably why he's not playing for Fiji this weekend. He said, I'm going to score a try. Give me the ball.
Been a great game, hasn't it, Ray? You see Balmain caught out in defence. As we freeze it there, that's Jason Sinclair there pointing to the players that are coming. Have a look at the amount of South Sydney players out there. Sinclair backs off, and Manoa Thompson hits the ball that nicely and straight that he gets outside and goes straight over the top of Tim Brasher. But you've almost got to blame the inside men from Jason Sinclair for not being there. The half, the 5'8", the lock. Some bad missed tackles out there, but Thompson got outside his man. He had some work to do, but he made no doubt that he got the ball down. And that goes back, of course, to the 6 they were given again when the ball was raked out by one of the Balmain players. They had something like 10 tackles. Noah Thompson evens up the score with a kick to come. And a new kicker in Shane Wilson.
In fairness to young Sinclair, he paid the penalty for trying to organise the defensive line. Wilson from a wide angle. No goal. 18 points all.
Plenty of time left for both sides to win this game. Now comes down to whoever makes the less mistakes, plays the good field position and doesn't miss the first up tackles.
Baysari sends us into the next section of this game. This is Hermanson coming back. First one, then the other. Johnston. That's Skelton.
Played great since he's come on, hasn't he, Peter Johnson? Defensively, he's been tremendous, but in attack, he's also popped some nice balls there. That was another one of them. The South do the right thing, drive the ball down. Trindle leads the chase, and Brasher cleaned up. 25 out from his own line.
Davis. Baysari. McVeigh. Scarl. Darting run.
Interesting to see now, Ray. Michael Brown in 41. As Elias is cleaned up down the blind side. The other interchange player for Balmain has come to the sideline. Whether Elias will be the man to come off or they'll do a shuffle around.
Baysari with the clearing kick. Littmeyer brings it back to be met there by Jamie Corcoran. Michael Brown getting ready. Shane Wilson. 18 points all. Maybon. Johnston again. Another one of those runs where he's like a human ramrod. Paul Fuller. This is the last. Wilson. So back to the 22 for the restart.
And it is Ben Elias leaving the field. Michael Brown going on. A big decision that one, the captain and the State of Origin hooker leaving. Michael Brown given a great opportunity in this last 10 minutes to press home some sort of advantage. As McVeigh earns a penalty, Patterson will to have raked the ball out.
Baysari finding the line. Just 8 metres on the Balmain side of halfway. Balmain forming up into a set play. Nearly all of their personnel has gone to the centre or the right of the ground. Edmed. No markers. Munro. Sinclair. Masala. This is the last. And a penalty to Souths. Walking off the mark is the ruling against Martin Masala.
Not many other places to go, really.
But what was he supposed to do?
Well, that's right. Peter Johnson is lying there. He's trying to get a quick play of the ball. Masala, the only way he can do is go forwards or backwards, and he's not going to take a backward step there.
Hermanson. Trindle. Fuller. That's Doniger.
That's off the knee of Manoa Thompson. They're claiming that Brash is knocked on. The referee doesn't think so. Both sides now throwing some passes under pressure where they probably should. Well, there's the knock on now. And maybe the most important mistake of the game. Brian Smith, the field goal specialist, going on for Balmain. Taking the place of Stephen Scarl. That pushes Baysari out to 5'8". Will they pay the penalty, the Tigers?
A replacement in the Balmain side. Number 6, Stephen Scarl, has been replaced.
Maybon. Manoa Thompson. Hermanson. Now South Sydney very close to the line. Skelton goes the blind side. 2 metres short. Andrews is over the line, but he can't get it down. 10-metre scrum.
And the important thing for South Sydney with the new rule is that they will have the scrum feed. He's trying to set up his outside man, and Corcoran had come in, so if Schott had been able to get it, or Peter Johnson, they may have got the try. Balmain player actually ended up with the football, but Trindle to feed.
More pressure for Balmain. Maybon. Thompson. Centre of the ground, 20 metres out. Fuller. Masala hit him with a beauty. Maybon gets it away for Lindmeyer. Into touch, a metre from the line.
Great work there, Jason Sinclair. They created something, South Sydney, out of nothing there. Good ball here after Masala went in for the big tackle. Maybon drew the winger. Now there's Sinclair coming across with Brasher, gets him over the sideline.
Balmain grateful to have the football in their hands. Munro. 18 points all. Stapleton. Edmed. Every time he's taken it up in the second half, he's been able to crack at least one tackle. McVeigh. This is the last Baysari will kick. Oh, taken down by the South Sydney defence. Sinclair almost got a hand on it. Knocked on, said the referee. And it's, I think, a Balmain feed.
It was a brave option there. You thought they'd have gone long. Not that long on the clock left. Need to play it down the other end, but Baysari saw a little bit of space in behind the line. Shane Wilson comes in from left of screen. Now he's ruled to have knocked on. Sinclair put his hand out there, but it's a Balmain win.
Now Brasher. 9-9 the scrums. Deadlocked, as is the scoreboard. 18 all.
I don't think it's coincidental that Brian Smith is on the field now. He's pointed for Edmed to take it towards the post. He's done a great job. They'll go one more. McVeigh's on the left-hand side.
No, they're going early. They're going early. There goes the shot. Touched in flight. Touched in flight. No goal.
Touched in flight. You're right, Ray. What eyes you've got. Brian Smith appealing to the heavens. And a great decision there. It was a beautiful kick. He'd only been out there a minute or two. They went one earlier than we thought, and there's the man. I can't pick it up.
Hermanson, I believe.
He's done a great job. He had to get off the ground to get the touch.
Brian Smith said that's as sweet as a nut, but referee Ward said touched in flight, no goal.
This game has had everything. Fluctuating fortunes for both teams. Now Balmain's opportunity. I don't know what Masala did there. He might have been trying to avoid the shepherd. But how long will they wait this time before they set Brian Smith up again?
Cricket pitch is heavy, but it's not that heavy. He came to a standstill, Masala. Michael Brown. Stapleton. They're 20 metres out from the line.
He wants one more. Brian Smith to the centre. Matt Munro will take it that way.
Brian Smith, he's like a great white shark. He's very hungry. Waiting behind the pack and waiting for another shot. Oh, the pass by Baysari goes over the touchline. Well,
I've got no doubt they were going to go for the field goal again, but it was a sloppy play of the ball. The ball came out the side of the ruck, and they had to run it there. Michael Brown didn't realise it had been played. Now Baysari picks up a second man. If it goes to hand, almost a try. It didn't.
Certainly would have been. A try in Neville Glover's corner.
It's a shame that, isn't it? Neville remembered for that. You'd like to be remembered for scoring a try the first time you touched the ball in national football. And Neville Glover also achieved that.
Skelton. South Sydney, they'd like a chance to do what Balmain almost pulled off. Here's their opportunity breaking down, and Paul Davis comes up with the ball. Balmain have got a great chance now if they settle it down and work for the drop goal. McVeigh, 25 out from the line. Baysari takes the tackle. Brian Smith is standing back. He's waiting for his turn. Michael Brown throws the willy-nilly pass. McVeigh takes it back to the 20. Brian Smith is telling them, take one more, take another. Now it's Masala. Now Brian Smith comes into centre stage. Here he is. Gets the kick in. This time, it's a goal. Balmain takes the lead.
Well, there wasn't much pressure on him, was there? There's 24,000 people here knew that the ball was going. Well, 24,013 because there was another 13 South Sydney players out there who knew that's where it was going. And he's popped it over straight between the posts. A quick restart from South Sydney. They've got to get on with this game. But this may be the match winner. Both hands went up that time. He knows there wasn't a touch.
Graham Lyons. Jason Sinclair. Balmain, now they must play simple, disciplined football. Nothing flash. Stapleton. Finds the line, magnificent kick. David Baysari again.
Just what the doctor ordered, finding touches even better. Now winds the clock down. He's played well, especially in the second half. But the forwards have led the way for the Tigers.
I tell you what, Pete, that fella's been very good since he came on in the number 40 jumper.
Yeah, Stapleton.
Stapleton.
He's played great. Edmed, every time he's taken the ball up, he's been dangerous. For mine, Derek McVeigh's been absolutely outstanding.
Thompson offloading for Maybon. This is shot. Inspired run, very ordinary defence. Fuller. Trindle. Patterson looking to offload but pulled down. 2 metres into Balmain's area. Skelton. Time fast running out. Thompson. Maybon. Shot. Centre field kick, but they're all black and gold jumpers. Munro. That was probably the last throw of the dice for South Sydney. Lyons. Shot. Went for the infield kick, hoping for some South Sydney jumpers, but it was all Balmain. Sinclair running away from Paul Fuller, but Fuller's able to round him up. That's a good chase. Masala. Right on the halfway mark. Sinclair to play it. 19-18. Balmain in front and Brian Smith looking for the line and finding it. Pinpoint accuracy. Brought on in the last few minutes. 19-18. The crowd counted down. Balmain have defeated South Sydney. A game that had everything. 19-18. Balmain by a point. And for you people in Perth and Adelaide, I trust you enjoyed it because, as I just said, it did have everything. There was long, searching, raiding attacks. There was some shoddy defence. There's been some brilliant defence. Brian Smith injected late into the game. Some barnstorming running by Peter Johnston and Steve Edmed. And a good promotion by the Rugby League. Back to the future. The Sydney Cricket Ground, 24,700 here today. And I've got no doubts that the New South Wales Rugby League will bring further matches back here to what people refer to as Rugby League headquarters. I would imagine more and more often, and in the not too distant future. In fact, word is already out that Saints and South will play here, as will South and Eastern Suburbs. And so it would seem that what was formerly league headquarters will get more and more use. Young McVeigh has got a smile on his face. He'll have a bigger one when Peter Sterling gets to him. And talking of that, we'll have our man of the match interview for you people interstate in just a few moments' time.
Well, it's a game that has no great bearing on the composition of the final five at the moment, but I don't think we've seen a more exciting match this year. Balmain sneaking home 19 points to 18, and a man who I thought never stopped trying all day, Derek McVeigh, our MMI man of the match, $1,000 from the great insurance people. Derek, your first time playing at the cricket ground?
Yeah, it is. It's just great to play, good crowd. It's just exciting. Big week for us.
I suppose very easy to build yourself up to this game. A good promotion by the New South Wales League, 24,000 people here, and a great occasion, just not for yourself, but for all the players for their first time here as well.
Yeah, we're talking about the training. There's a lot of blokes haven't played here before, and we just enjoyed it. It's just great, it really is.
Kind of game where both teams had a lot of chances. South Sydney can never write them off.
Yeah, I really thought we had them early, and as you say, they chipped back and they hit the front, but we dug deep, and hopefully we can finish the season on a note.
It's taken a little while to get that first grade spot, but with so much pressure there, you look so strong up front with the likes of Guy, Steve Edmed, yourself. A good second half of the season coming up?
I think so, you know. As you sort of all seen today, we put a bit of ball down, so we've just got to tighten up a little, but I think we can finish real strong.
Mate, all the best for the rest of the season and well played today.
So, appreciate it. Thanks very much.
Well played, Gary.